a Halligan on the bench seat, a spare bottle standing loose in the crew cab, a pike pole laid across the back. None of it looks like a problem sitting in the bay. Then somebody stops hard at 40 miles an hour, and every one of those becomes a projectile inside your cab. The manual is blunt about it. Cargo that falls off can kill somebody else. Cargo that is loose inside can kill you. And there is one line in this section that lands differently on a fire truck than it does on a freight hauler. Your load must never block your access to your emergency equipment. On our rigs, the emergency equipment is the whole point of the truck. Cargo, weight, and load security. What is riding with you, and what the state expects you to know about it? Start with what you own. Whether or not you loaded that truck yourself, you are responsible for 4 things. Not the person who packed it, you. 1. Inspecting your cargo. The rig you climbed into was loaded by somebody on a different shift, in a hurry, and you are the one signing for it now. 2. Recognizing overloads and poorly balanced weight. That means knowing not just how much you have, but where it sits. 3. Knowing the cargo is secured and that it does not obscure your view ahead or to the sides. And 4, the one that matters most to us, knowing the cargo does not restrict your access to your emergency equipment. A bundle strapped across a compartment door is a bundle between you and the tool you need. So when do you look at it? 3 times, and the exam asks for all 3. Pre-trip. Confirm the vehicle is not overloaded and the load is balanced and secured. Then, within the first 50 miles after starting a trip, inspect the cargo and its securing devices again and make any adjustments. Things settle and straps loosen once you're rolling. After that, recheck every 3 hours or 150 miles, whichever comes first, and after every break, plus as often as necessary to keep that load secure. Memorize the chain: pre-trip 50 miles, then 3 hours or 150 miles, and after every break. Now the weight words, because the exam likes to swap them on you. GVW, gross vehicle weight, is what a single vehicle plus its load actually weighs. GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating, is the maximum the manufacturer specifies for that vehicle plus load. The rating is the ceiling, the weight is what you have. Same distinction for a combination. GCW is what the whole combination weighs. GCWR is the rating for it. Remember the R. The R is always the manufacturer talking. 2 more limits sit underneath those. Axle weight is what one axle, or one set of axles, puts on the ground. Tire load is the maximum safe weight a tire can carry at a stated pressure, and it is printed right on the sidewall. Suspension systems and coupling devices carry their own manufacturer ratings too. States cap gross weight, combination weight, and axle weights, often through a bridge formula, which allows less axle weight the closer the axles sit together. You do not need to compute a bridge formula for this exam. You need to know it exists and which way it runs. Axles closer together means less weight allowed. Here is what too much weight actually does to the truck. It wrecks steering, braking, and speed control. You crawl on the upgrades. You gain too much speed on the downgrades. Your stopping distance stretches out, and the brakes can simply fail from overwork. And the line worth carrying out of this whole lesson: in bad weather or in the mountains, even the legal maximum may not be safe. Legal is not the same thing as safe. The placard tells you what you are allowed to carry. The road tells you what you can actually handle today. Now balance, and this is the one that rolls rigs over. Do not be top heavy. A high center of gravity, from cargo piled high or heavy items stacked on top, makes you far more likely to tip over. And it is worst exactly where you least want it, in a curve or in a sudden swerve. So keep the load as low as you can and put the heaviest parts under the lightest. Heavy on the bottom, light on top. That is the same physics that makes a loaded tanker and a ladder truck feel squirrely. You already know the feeling, you just may not have known the name for it. Weight in the wrong place has 3 name failures. Too little weight on the front axle, usually from shifting the load too far back, makes the steering axle too light to steer safely. Too much weight on the steering axle goes the other way. Steering gets hard and it damages the axle and the tires. And too little weight on the drive axles costs you traction. The drive wheels spin And in bad weather, you may not keep moving at all. Front too light, you cannot steer. Drives too light, you cannot pull. Securing it. Two words that get confused and the exam knows it. Blocking is shaped to fit snugly against the cargo, at the front, the back, or the sides, and it is secured to the deck to stop the load sliding. Bracing runs from the upper part of the cargo down to the floor or the walls. Blocking stops it sliding. Bracing stops it tipping. Tie downs. Listen to the wording because this is the single most missed number in the section. At least 2 tie downs and 1 for every 10 feet of cargo. At least 2 is the floor. 1 every 10 feet is the rate. It is not 2 plus 1 for every 10. Work it once and it sticks. A 20-foot length of hard suction, 20 feet at 1 per 10 feet is 2. The floor is 2, so the answer is 2, not 4. And no matter how small the piece, you never go below 2. Tie downs must also be the proper type and strength and attach correctly to the vehicle. One more securement number. The combined working load limit of the securement system must be at least 1/2 the weight of the article or the group of articles it is holding. Half the weight. That is the floor for the system as a whole. Header boards, the ones everybody calls headache racks, block cargo from coming forward into you in a crash or a hard stop. The name is a joke about what happens without one. Keep that front end structure in good condition and check it on your walk around. Covering a load. There are exactly 2 reasons, and the exam wants both: to protect people from spilled cargo and to protect the cargo from the weather. Spill protection is a legal requirement in many states. And glance at your covers in the mirrors as you drive. A flapping cover can tear loose and block somebody else's view. And sealed or containerized loads. You cannot inspect what is sealed, but you are still responsible for not exceeding your gross weight and axle weight limits. A seal does not transfer the weight law to somebody else. Finally, 3 loads that need extra care, and 2 of them describe apparatus. Dry bulk tanks ride with a high center of gravity, and the load shifts inside, so be slow and careful in curves and sharp turns. Hanging loads and livestock are unstable and lean in the curves, moving the center of gravity and inviting a rollover. And ramps and off-ramps are where that bites. And oversized loads need permits. They are often restricted to certain hours and they may require wide load signs, flags, flashing lights, or an escort. Here is what to burn into memory from this lesson. This lesson in one screen. You own the load, inspect it, spot the overload, secure it, and never let it block your gear. Recheck at 50 miles, then every 3 hours or 150 miles and after every break. The R means the manufacturer's maximum. High center of gravity rolls you over, so heaviest goes under lightest. And tie downs, at least 2, and 1 for every 10 feet. This is the Georgia Class F course, developed by Georgia firefighters, for the ones coming up behind them. If this helped, like the video and subscribe. The whole course is on the channel page, in order and free. When you're ready, there's a full practice test link below. Bring the rig home safe.